Okay, so we have gone through the transfer window. We are into September. And 6 games gone. We've done pretty well so far. We're in European places. And we've got the Champions League on the horizon. One of those teams happens to be Real Madrid, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Hi there guys, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Let's Go Hammers. I'm Stu-Bear. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. If you have enjoyed the series so far, if you've enjoyed the first episode of Season 2, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel for more Football Manager awesomeness. The phone went up really late then. It should have went up when I was talking about likes, not about subscriptions. But anyway, since you were last with me, we've had a very decent start to the season. We've played 8 games in total, 7 of them have been in the league, and we've not won all of them, but we've won enough to put ourselves in a good position early on. As you can see on the table, we're currently 5th. There are a couple of teams below us who could potentially do something about that when they play their games in hand, but we're doing pretty well. 14 points from 7 games is pretty good going. We've see, did a little friendly there, just to do a little bit of tactical tweaking. If I show you the schedule here, you can see we have had a good run. A mixed run. There's some draws in there. There's one loss in there against Leeds United at home as well, which really frustrated me. But as you can see, we're selling out the London Stadium. Every single game, actually. We've sold out so far. You saw the game against Wolves. We then went to Manchester City. We got a draw against them, which was great. It was actually a comeback as well. We were 2-0 down after 26 minutes. And then Kurt Zouma and Jared Bowen bailing us out just before half-time. On us even at the end. We then went to Newcastle. We thrashed them 6-0. Amine Gouiri getting a couple of goals. He started a striker in this game because in the Man City game, Alvarez was absolutely anonymous. So we went with Amine Gouiri instead. He did really well. S2Ep2 as well with a couple of goals from set pieces. And Bowen and Almada as well, who's not had a good start, but has showed moments of ability. This was one of the games where he did show some quality. I don't really know what to tell you about that one. They were the better team, and we nicked a trophy off of them in the 89th minute. Jared Bowen after Julian Alvarez's 79th minute equaliser. Once we got that equaliser, we were the better team. For 11 minutes of the game, we were the better team. For the rest of it, was all Bayern Munich, and we did rob them of that. But yet another trophy for the cabinet. I know it's effectively... Oh, God, knocking my microphone. I know it's effectively the Community Shield of Europe, but still, I was very happy that we won it. And then we went to QPR, continued this nice little run here, won 3-0, battered them. Jared Bowen and S2Ep2 having great starts to the season. Jared Bowen in particular has been impressive in these early games. He's been very good. We then went to Leeds United. Well, no, Leeds United came to us, actually. I don't know what happened here. We scored, and that triggered them just kicking off on us, and it wasn't very pleasant, I have to say. I was very angry at the team. Julian Alvarez having a good game, but he was one of very few who did. Matthias Ginter has not had a good start. Aaron Cresswell as well, not having a very good start to his season either. Not good at all. We then went to the Vitality Stadium to visit Bournemouth. We scraped a 3-2 win. However, one of the goals of Julian Alvarez, I'm going to show you now. First glance, it didn't look like anything, but when I saw the replay, I thought, oh my word, what is this nonsense? A cheeky little back heel. A thing of beauty, an absolute thing of beauty. Early contender for our series goal of the season. For the Vlasic Award, as I've called it. I think I'm going to call it a different award every season. So if Alvarez wins it, it'll be the Alvarez Award for next season. But the Vlasic Award, at the moment, Julian Alvarez is the early runner with that goal. And then Goodison Park, Everton, 1-1, 93rd minute, not good enough. This was a very poor performance. Thiago Almada, as you can see, having a very, very bad game. Julian Alvarez as well, completely non-existent. That's part of the reason why we had that little friendly. I don't know if you saw it on the schedule here against Bedfont Sports. Little friendly, just for the players who didn't go on international duty, just to get a bit of confidence up. I'm not disappointed by the fact that we lost that Leeds game, that we drew a couple of other games. At the end of the day, this is probably more of the season we should be expecting to have, where we're winning some games and then we're dropping points in others. Last season was an anomaly. I think this season is going to be a little bit more realistic. I think it's going to be a bit more of a challenge, and hopefully my transfers haven't screwed it up for us. But we're going to be going into Blackpool in the Carabao Cup, and hopefully we're not going to get absolutely humiliated in the Carabao Cup. This is the 11 that we're going to be taking to, taking with us to, I keep doing that every time, taking with us to our own stadium, to the London Stadium. It's going to be Lafont in goal, Johnson, Metham, Ginter and Cresswell in defence, Palacios and Grilic in midfield with Alvarado, Almada and Madueke in the attacking midfield roles supporting Amine Gouiri. We have rotated heavily, just because we've had some players on international duty who've literally come back today, so we don't want to throw all of the boys back in. We want to make sure that we're resting players. We're giving some players who haven't been in good form a chance as well. Ginter, for example, played well in the friendly, but hasn't really done that well in the Premier League for the most part. Same with Almada. Madueke has had a decent start, even though his league rating hasn't shown it. So we're going to go in, we're going to see what happens, and fingers crossed we can advance to the next round. Let's go. We're starting this game on positive mentality, but we are probably going to go to attacking. Depending on how it goes to begin with, that will depend on how quickly it happens. But I'm wanting to go to attacking, I would say, fairly early on, because this is a team who we should be absolutely battering. And if we don't, then we need to be worried. And Madueke nearly scores immediately. He has looked really good since we've signed him. He has looked really good indeed. I've seen a couple of people say that inside forwards haven't been that good this year. He has actually looked really good so far, and I don't know whether if we turn into an inverted winger, whether he would do even better than he has been. Because I've noticed that as well. Inside forwards for me haven't been that good so far. Aaron Cresswell with a good free kick there. 10 minutes in, it's 0-0, but you know what? It's fine. It's okay. We're on top. We're putting pressure on them. That's all I can really ask for. And it's a bit disappointing that corner just sailed right through. But so far, their goalkeeper is their best player, whereas Thiago Almada, for us, is currently our best player, which is good to see. He has struggled to get into games, other than one or two, and it's nice to see him actually putting in a decent performance. Gouiri, however, and Alvarado not doing the business. We are going to do what I said. We are going to go to attacking, and we're going to try and push on a little bit. We're letting them have some chances, which is a bit frustrating. And we're going to go in half-time at 0-0, which is very annoying to me. We need to be, I'm going to say I'm furious with the finishing, I'm disappointed, and we're going to make some changes. We need to be better than this. This is not, in my opinion, a game we should be getting a 1-0. We should be absolutely battering them. Yanis Hadji is the only person who can come on and play on the right, which is a bit frustrating. So, do we do that, or do we give Alvarado a second half? Tell you what, we'll give Alvarado some of the second half. We'll give him a chance, and we'll see what happens. We are, however, gonna. Well, the tempo's already turned up, so that's okay. I think we might leave everything else so far. Yeah, we'll distribute quickly to the flanks as well. No, we won't. We won't do that. We'll distribute it quickly to the fullbacks. We'll do that. There we go. That'll do. Couple of mini changes, nothing too major. We've made one substitution, which is Alvarez has come on. And hopefully he's going to score a hatful of goals for us. We're going to demand more from the players because, quite frankly, 0-0 at half-time against this level of opposition is quite disappointing. And Matthias Ginter... What was that? I don't know what that was. That was an interesting animation for Matthias Ginter. He hit the deck there, and I'm not entirely sure it was... It was I don't know what to say. However, it has led to Thiago Almada scoring a penalty. I think his other goal came from a penalty as well, so he's yet to score from open play. But part of us signing him was agreeing to let him beat our penalty taker, and if it gets him a good rating, I don't really mind, because hopefully that'll give him some confidence. But we are finally leading, and it would be nice for us to get a goal from open play as well. Maybe get a couple of goals, to be honest with you. Alvarado is really testing my patience at the moment. I'm going to have a shout at him because he's not been good enough so far in this game. Not been good enough whatsoever. And we are getting near substitution o'clock, so we are going to be keeping an eye on him in these last few moments before we get to here. Right, we're pausing. First thing I'm doing is I'm taking us off of set pieces because, to me, we should be doing so much better than we are at the moment, and it is very disappointing to see. Alvarado apparently has jumped to a 6.7, so I don't really understand what's happened there. We are going to give Madueke a chance as an inverted winger, and we just want to see how he does. Alvarado, again, well, I don't really know what to do, but we'll bring Giannis Hadji on. We'll have him play as the inverted winger, and we'll leave the final substitution for the last few minutes. Hadji apparently wants to kick on, and hopefully he can. We've got yet another set piece. We are set piece FC at the moment, but Armada gets on the ball here. He's going to be looking to try and find someone, I would imagine. If he can win another penalty, that would be great, but whips it in, looking for Hadji at the far post. He does find him, and Thiago Armada has an assist. Giannis Hadji has a goal. It is 2-0, which makes me feel a little bit better. It is clear to see what our issue is at the moment, and it is converting goals. Some games it's not been a problem, and I mean, take this with a pinch of salt. We're playing a midfield 2, which we've not played with yet. It is our rotation midfield 2. Our attacking lineup isn't exactly what it normally is, and our defensive lineup isn't our first choice either. So we are playing with different parts in this game compared to what we have been. I think it is worth bearing all of that in mind. Vlasic can be the final substitution. It is worth bearing all of that in mind, but this team still should be good enough to get 3 or 4 against a Blackpool team who I think are in the Championship. It should be better than it has seen. I mean, we've dominated the game for the most part, I think. It feels like it with all of the highlights. They have had chances, but their chances have obviously not been of a high enough quality. Otherwise, we would have seen more of them. Armada with the ball through to Hadji here. We might be looking for a third. I was going to say first one from open play, but it wasn't. Madueke doesn't do a good enough job before his substitution. And finally, Vlasic does get on the pitch. And we have dominated the game completely. They've actually had more possession, believe it or not. Not by a lot, but a decent amount. Cresswell with the corner, whips it in, looking for Ginter. Ginter just does like a little back header flick on. But unfortunately, he doesn't get anywhere with it. It is going to finish 2-0, I think. And at the end of the day, we'll take a win. It's early in the season. Points and progression is all that matters. And we have got progression today. So I'm going to say that one. I'm a little bit disappointed in the way that we played there, if I'm being completely honest. But at the end of the day, getting through to the next round was all that matters. We've got through to the next round. I'll take that. I'll absolutely take that. Thiago Armada scoring and getting an assist. I mean, hopefully, that starts him off there. That starts him off on the march to goodness. To be fair, Blackpool, where are you? You are in the Championship. So, let's just bear that in mind. They are in the Championship. Take that result with a pinch of salt in more ways than one. We should be doing better than that, and we've got Aston Villa next, who were, last time I checked, unbeaten in the Premier League so far this season. No, they have lost a game since then. So they've actually got a worse record than we have, but they've played one game less than we have. So, fingers crossed, we can get a result. So, next game in this episode, we are going to do Champions League against Olympique Lyon, because I haven't shown you the group yet. That's the group. Real Madrid, Olympique Lyon, us, and Red Star. The board objective was one of those weird ones where it's to make the group stage. We enter at the group stage, so we don't really need to worry about this too much. But if we're looking at Olympique Lyon and Real Madrid as being far too good for us, we should have that third spot nailed on and entry back into the Europa League for this season. I'm looking at that as worst case scenario. We are, at present, I think, a 4-star team. We are a 4-star team, and we're getting all of this stuff better and better, which is good. Olympique Lyon, I think, are going to be 4.5-star. No, they're 4-star as well. Interesting. And they're currently first in Ligue 1. So, maybe that'll be a closer game than I'm giving it credit for. If we can get points against Lyon, I think we actually do stand a chance of finishing second. I think it's going to be Real Madrid's group to lose, to be honest with you. So, we'll do what we can in the game. But I'm going to play the Villa game, and then we'll be back for Olympique Lyon. See you in a mo. Okay, and we are back after the Aston Villa game. As you can see on here, we won 3-2. Very close game, but we did edge it. We did have the better of the chances. We had the better XG. We were the better team. Quincy Promes scoring for them to make it 1-1 in the first half, but then we pumped 2 goals past them and then conceded a very sloppy goal. Kurt Zuma, despite having a good rating, just kicked it into the player. Kicked it into Danny Ings, and Danny Ings controlled it, then ran on and ended up scoring a second for them. Made it a nervy last few minutes, but we did get past them, and that's the main thing. Already in time for the game against Lyon. Yay! So what we're going to hopefully do is not drop points here, because if we have any chance of getting out of this group, it is by getting as many points out of Lyon as possible. Red Star, I think we can get past, but Real Madrid is going to be the games where we need to accept we're probably on the hiding before we even get there. So this is really the team we need to be getting something from, and this is the 11 we're hoping can do that for us. Lafont is in goal, Maffeo, Diop, Zuma and Lodi in defence, Souček and Rice in the midfield with Bowen, Hadji and Madueke supporting Alvarez up front. I'm giving Zuma the benefit of the doubt here. He made a mistake in the last game, as you can see, the PR thing. We did have a bit of a fallout about it. I told him his passing was crap. He told me he's not a midfielder. He's not wrong, but I don't think he quite got the points I was going to try to bring up. Jared Bowen, by the way, in the last game continued his fantastic run of form so far. Scored a really lovely goal, which you should be seeing now. Absolutely superb. He's been great so far. So hopefully he can continue that in this game. So, without any further ado, the first Champions League game of the season against Lyon. Let's go. So if anything, this is going to be the game that shows whether all of the praise that we've had so far is justified. We've had a lot of praise in the media in this game so far. And really, this is going to be the outlier as to what this season is going to be like. How good are we against a team on the continent? Lyon are doing very well in, I was going to call it Serie A then, Ligue 1. They're doing very well in Ligue 1 at the moment. They were top the last time I checked. They might not be top at the moment. PSG might have taken that back from them. But they are doing very well indeed, and we need to take them seriously. But having said that, we finished third last season. We've had a really good start to the season. Compared to last season, obviously, it's not been quite as good, but it's still been very good. So actually, we need to be realistic here. We need to be very realistic. A draw here is a good result. We have the quality to win, but a draw will do. And again, as long as we get as many points from the games against Lyon as possible. The game's struggling a little bit there. As long as we get as many points as possible from these two games against Lyon, and as long as we give it a good effort, I'll be happy. As long as we don't just throw the towel in and get pumped 4 or 5-0. As long as that doesn't happen, I'm happy. We've run a free kick here, and it'll be Hadji to take it. Can we get a Hadji special to kick us off in this game? We nearly do. He just puts it wide. It's a good attempt from Yanis Hadji, but it is still 0-0. We are on top of them at the moment. We have motivated ourselves this game, clearly. We just need to get a little bit better at converting chances. Hadji's actually not having a good game, and I'm just wondering whether Hadji's season last year, as excited as I was about it, maybe that was a one and done. Lodi's not having a good game either. That was a good first half from us, but we need to be doing a little bit better than we are. We need to be doing a little bit better than we are. So, Roland Lodi is not having a good game at all, so we are going to take him off. We didn't put Cresswell on the bench. We actually only have Ben Johnson, so Johnson can go there. And then we'll give Alvarez a little bit longer, but we are actually going to make a double change, and Thiago Almada is going to come on, and hopefully he can do something for us. And we'll just have a chat with those two and just see if we can get them G'd up for the rest of this game. And then we'll just have a chat with Alvarez as well, tell him to get it together, and we'll hope that is going to be enough to spur us into a little bit more excitement. I don't know if that's the right thing, but hopefully having Almada playing just behind the striker, we can get the ball to him and he can pull the strings with everyone around him. Speaking of which, he's chipped it forward and Alvarez just hits it straight at the goalkeeper, but I think it's offside. It is indeed. Again, we have been on top of them in this game, but we need to start making it count. We're going to go attacking because we're going to be playing this well against them. We need to get something from it, and I'm a little bit concerned there's an FM coming. I'm a little bit concerned there's an FM coming. If you're watching this video, you've probably played FM before. You probably know what that means. The art of getting FMs. Oh, I thought it was going to happen then as well. That's why I paused. When you have no reason to lose other than the game has decided you're going to lose. Everything goes in your favour except for the scoreline. I'm a little bit concerned that might happen because we're at the 67th minute and we are still a better team, but this is really the first highlight they've had. Fortunately, it's ended, but it's begun with another one. And my biggest concern is that in this second half, we've had more highlights from them, which means the momentum might be with them. However, Almada has got us going on the counter-attack. Bowen tries to get it to Alvarez. Alvarez now breaking forward, but he's been forced wide by the defence. Defence doing a really good job there from them. Souček whips in, looking for Madueke, and Madueke has scored. I don't know if it will be allowed. I think it has been. Again, we've talked about this before. If the assist provider appears on this little list here, usually it gets given. And I do think it has been given. It has indeed. We go ahead, deservedly so, against Lyon in the first Champions League game of the season. Alvarez gets it to Souček. Souček with a lovely ball gets it into Madueke, who has had a very good start to his West Ham United career. I'm going to say he's returned to England. I don't know whether he started off in England, but we signed him from, I think it was PSV, and he's done very well for us since he's been in. Very well indeed, especially on the goal scoring front and assisting front as well. 1-0 to West Ham. Hopefully we can get another one. That's a lovely bit of passing, and that is a lovely goal. Jarrod Bowen. Again, he was really not very good last season, but he seems to have turned up this year. He just seems to have remembered, oh yeah, I'm meant to be a good footballer. He was on a 6.5 before this as well. That's a lovely move. Souček, Almada and Bowen playing nice football. Almada has made a difference since coming on. Has definitely looked good, has looked sharp. Deserves a 7 rating, I think, especially for his part in that goal. Alvarez has been anonymous again, and we've talked about this before. Alvarez does have these spells of being anonymous, so he is going to be the man who makes way. And we are going to bring Amine Gouiri on and hope that Gouiri maybe can get another goal for us. I'd feel a lot more confident at 3-0. 2-0 will do. 2-0 will do. Let's just move that down a little bit. There we go. Oh, no, we've got a few more stats missing. There we go. Yeah, as I said, 2-0 will do. I'll be happy with 2-0. And I think we'll have to make do with it. I couldn't even praise them. The game ended so quickly. 2-0 against a team of Lyon's quality. Ignoring how many chances we had. Just looking at the team we went against. That's a heck of a performance. We actually were out. Bear in mind, our entire shtick in our game is to keep the football. We are playing a possession-based tactic. That was a heck of a performance. Especially with only 33% possession. They outpossessed us, but we did more with what we had. And that gets us off to a great start in this Champions League group. That really helps us. Sorry about that. I heard a random noise outside my room. I went to investigate. Turns out it was the cat killing the carpets, which is not ideal. Right. I forgot the point that I was making. I think I was saying that we've just had a very good performance against our one of the toughest teams in that group. I mean, selection of 3. They're the one in the middle, actually. So, either way, we did very well. Right. When will we be back? So, I think we'll play through the rest of September off camera and then we'll come back. We'll definitely do Red Star in the next episode and then we'll do Real Madrid in the one after. So, we'll do Red Star and I think either Norwich or Southampton will pair one of those two with the Red Star game and we'll see how we do. Hopefully, at that point, we'll be in a very good position in the league. That sounds good to me. I know what I was going to do. Madueke. Spurs came from Spurs. So we've done a Jadon Sancho to Manchester United with him. We've taken him from one of our bitter rivals via Europe. That is fantastic. But that feels like a good place to stop. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you've enjoyed it, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel as well for more Football Manager awesomeness. But with all of that said, I've been Stubo. Thank you very much for watching and I shall see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye for now.